This is the Southern Cross Challenge. We are at the finals, game 3 of the finals. We are currently poised at 1-all, and the map is Blistering Sands. We have dtay spawning in the top right as the purple Protoss player. Loves to change his colour. In fact, he might not be able to, maybe I'm just imagining it. And in the bottom left-hand corner we have deth as the red Terran player. So Blistering Sands is picked. dtay did lose the last game. He looked so strong pushing into the natural, even forced deth to pull all his SCVs out to defend, but at that same time he countered into his opponent's main, and his one Banshee just killed so many probes. Basically, from there he took his third up economically and did a small push, and dtay just wanted to cut his losses. You don't want to be on the end of a losing game in a best of 5 for too long. It really hurts, especially 30-minute games, and if you're behind the whole time, it's best just to call it early. He probably could have held that push off, but he would have lost a long game. I don't think there was any coming back from that, as we see a scout coming along here. He's picked Blistering Sands as his map. I don't see why. I reckon it's a fairly balanced map in this matchup. I mean, the backdoor advantage, you can backdoor your opponent, obviously. I can see both players doing that. You can do sort of like a 3-gate robo push, a 4-gate push even, and obviously come in the backdoor away from the choke. But both players can do it. Bio pushers can do the same thing as well. So seeing a barracks come down here, very normal from deth, getting his supply depot here at the ramp so he can bunker it off and stop any early aggression here. But on this map that's less viable because there is the back door. You can see a supply depot up here at some point, obviously not now, it's a bit early, but at some point just to scout out those black rocks so that he can react to that. Over here we do see the gateway coming out here. Last game dtay did actually get the gas before he started the gateway, so very, very, very late gateway. That could have hurt him. He actually went 2-gate before he got his core up. To be honest with you, that was quite an error. I mean, it did force deth to get up his bunker, but still. We'll see what kind of game these guys can play on this map. I mean, it isn't a 4-player map. Both of the last games were 4-player maps, which generally have more expansions. This map, I mean, your natural's fine to take, because you still have this this choke point here, but the third base is actually quite difficult to take. Third base is basically here, this gold with the rocks. You can also take it up here, but they are very disconnected from your main. As soon as you take that, you're basically defending this entire middle of the map. So hey, we'll see if these guys want to do maybe 2 base pushes on this map. I think that will be the strongest play, because once you take a third, you are stretching your army thin, especially with your backdoor. It's very hard to defend this expansion and this backdoor into your main. Obviously into the main you have all your tech and stuff in there, so that's more important. We do see Concussive Shell coming out first. Here I was going to say Stim, but I was wrong. Concussive Shell coming out first. In fact, last game deth didn't get Stim at all. He won the game like maybe 15-minute mark without getting a Stim, so I was quite shocked. Gateway units do quite well against armies without Stim, but generally good macro and better economy held out for him. This is Zealot coming forward here, just making sure this SCV leaves his base before he does any tech. Cybernetics core out now, so we should see some tech. I'm almost 99% sure we'll see a robotics facility. It's such a great building to have. It gives you the observer. Obviously, deth has gone Banshees, Cloak Banshees in 2 games now. Very well played by him. In fact, he lost the last game to a Cloak Banshee, so if he doesn't go robotics facility, I reckon he'll be going all in. But we'll have to keep an eye on that. There's probe coming down here. Looks like he will look to fast expand. Strong move. He can actually build it now, but he's floating a little bit of money. Come on, build that base, or just run away. I'm not sure. We do actually have a push here coming very early from deth. 1 Marauder, 1 Marine, and 1 SCV as well. Looking to break these rocks early perhaps. He does not have any sight of these rocks at all, so good move. You do actually see this Nexus and the pylon go down here. So if deth does do a good push with this, he's going for 3 racks, so this looks like a very, very quick 2-base timing push with hopefully Stim if he gets it out. I wanted to get Stim, it's such a strong thing. He's also getting a command center now, looking to expand. Was he scouted out here? Is that why he's moving away, or just wanted to do a little bit of damage? Destructible Rocks, quarter dead. He's actually seen these Destructible Rocks half dead. He's like, what? I don't get it. Still, have to wait and see. He should build a pylon here, to be honest with you, just so you can keep an eye on it. There it is right there. Awesome work. Seeing gateway, 2 gateways going down, and that's it so far. So no robotics facility yet. I think that's quite strange, to be honest with you. Immortals very, very strong against Marauders. Marauders being very strong against basically every gateway unit. Maybe not so much Zealots, but it's very good against Stalkers. And obviously Concussive Shell stops you from cutting away. There's a robotics facility, a little bit late. He has actually got rallied on this army, so looking to push 3-gate robo, perhaps. I don't know if that'll work though, because deth has gone for the 3 barracks. He is getting Stim pack. It is a quarter done. and obviously he has already got concussive shells. Looking to expand now. I would like to see him push as soon as Stim's done. That will be a very strong push, especially against this army. He needs to get some Marines though to deal with the Immortal that will come out. But hey, let this guy's macro off a bit. We actually have the 4th racks here. Would like to see maybe a reactor on one of these. Maybe, I don't know. I don't play Terran, maybe I'm wrong. Possibly getting upgrades as well, looking at this engineering bay. I like upgrades, especially in a longer game. Small game, it's good. Takes a while to get, so it's good to start it early just in case. We do see a small push here coming. This will not do anything at all. We do have the missile turret going down to detect stealth. In case he does go for DTs, obviously deth cannot see what I see and doesn't know that DTs are not coming, or if they are not nearly close to coming. Just starting to get some guys out here. If he's going to do a push now, he needs to get a pylon up here so they can reinforce his army. A bit of SCV on probe up at this tower. Not much else going on. He's trying to get this SCV out. In fact, this SCV sneaks out. Very nice. He's probably going to take this tower as well. These 2 towers are very strong on this map. Being able to have sight over your opponent is great, especially because if you hold both these towers, you can see him leave his base from every direction. It covers to here and to here, so he cannot leave his base if you have both towers without you obviously seeing it. Looking to come down here, is he possibly looking to take his 3rd? I don't think that's that strong on this map personally. Taking the 3rd is quite hard to defend. Maybe Terran can do it because planetary fortresses defend themselves, but still, he's looking to break these rocks. Observer is out as well, obviously very sure that he's going to go Banshees, or very convinced that he's going Banshees, because he has done it in the previous games. We do see a starport coming out now. We have a reactor on the factory. I imagine the starport will jump on this reactor and start pumping out some medivacs, and we see lots of missile turrets going out. Obviously quite worried about DTs. Possibly worried because his opponent isn't pushing. Generally when you go for quite heavy gateways and you don't push, it's because you're getting DTs. Let's check the tech in this base. Gateway, gateway, gateway. Lots of gateways going down, but no real tech. So that will be a total of 6 gates. 7 gates. There is a 7th at the expansion. 7 gate robo, and the robo is pumping out. And Twilight Council as well. Curious to see what upgrade he gets in his Twilight Council as an SCV just pokes forward here. I'll just keep that selected. SCV just having a look, making sure the rocks are still up, and he will get picked off. Or maybe he's going to scout into his main. That is quite large. This SCV here will die, but this SCV is going to scout forward. Doesn't see much here. In fact, if it doesn't make it to the main, we'll not be able to see much. And this 2 stalkers here will be able to clean this thing up. Also blocks rams, so denies the scout here. Still hasn't got an upgrade with this Twilight Council. So what's he going to do with it? Templar Archives. There you go. So we'll see High Templars in this fight. They're obviously quite strong against Marines. Marauders not so much, but they still do quite a lot of damage. And we will see a drop come in here from deth. Only choosing to fill up 1 dropship. There's 1 Marauder and 6 Marines. We haven't got a scout over here to check see if his opponent's taking his 3rd. He isn't. Dropping 1 Marine off at this tower. So instead of a drop, he's just throwing a Marine there just to see what's going on. We do see an army here. Can deth see this army? Let's check. No, it's just out of his sight range, just there. We have 1 High Templar out here, but without Storm and without energy. He is actually dropping here. Feedbacked the dropship. That does half its damage, destroys all his energy. That is quite big. In fact, feedback on dropships is quite good, especially on low, high energy dropships. If they're over, obviously, 150 energy, they will one-shot the dropship and everything inside. We'll see a drop, though, possibly. Coming in here, he's going to go around the side. His army is completely out of position, so if this drop happens to get to his main without his opponent seeing it, it will do a lot of damage. We see more High Templars coming out now. There's 3 up at the moment. Storm should be getting almost close to done. In fact, if he can snipe this Templar Archives quite quickly, might be able to deny Storm, but I don't think he's going to quite make it. He's quite close to getting done. As the drop comes in now, he's dropping down to the main as Storm just gets completed. Sees Templar Archives. If this was 10 seconds sooner, he would have denied signing Storm. So a small error here. As he's dropping though, we see a push coming along here. Realizes that half his opponent's army is out of his base. He's microing that drop as well. So this push here could kill his army. It's something having to fight half the army. This bunker here needs to get finished. Needs to put units in this bunker. Feedback on one of the dropships to prevent it from healing. Feedback on the second one as well, but not killing it. Can still get energy back. See Zealots here murdering this stuff. This bunker is full, and he probably will hold off this attack. So well done there by deth. Deth pushing still in the main. He has not microing this, obviously wanting to defend, but now he has some Zealots coming in here trying to defend this. He did kill off everything here. I believe it was a gateway, and he has picked up and he will move out of here. He has killed the Templar Archives, so deny the High Templar attack. He needs to build that back. He's not got the Twilight Council though, so he can just build it down to his natural. He's starting to get those gateways up. He lost them. In fact, they're already up. And another gateway going up, and the Templar Archives is starting. He did get Storm upgraded though, so will not have to do that again. He does not have starting energy though with his High Templars, so he will have to research that once it's up. We do actually see a pylon back here, just out of range of these units. Hopefully they move forward and see that pylon, because it's kind of unfortunate to get a third and then have a pylon still there and have to come back and kill it later once you get CVs that are mining scout. Rock's going down, and Rock's were down here, and he has started getting his third up his gold, so now we go into the macro game with the third base. We have seen this in the last two games, both players getting their third base and winning about this at that time. Last game, dtay did not take a third and lost pretty much because of it. He fell behind in his economy, so he's not losing that this time. He has taken his third quite quickly. As we see a drop down here as well, going to kill all these probes. There is nothing close. This is the closest. They're coming down now. He's going to warp stuff in. He's going to pick it up and he's going to take off. He has not got High Templars yet. This is a very zealot heavy army as well. Is he going to research speed? Not researching anything from his Twilight Council. If you have that many zealots, I definitely recommend getting charge. It takes a while to get, 140 in-game seconds, so it's always good to start that a bit earlier if you intend to go zealots. Some High Templars finally out now. They do have, I assume, starting energy because they are starting quite high, but they also have Storm. Let's check that starting energy really quickly now. No, he's just chrono boosting it out, so those Templars have just been alive. So we have 3 Templars ready to pop down the Storms, and as he moves out here, obviously his pylon's still here, and he will scout this basically when his command center lands here. In fact, you should just see it now. He's just seen the pylon. He will have to react to that, otherwise he will get Zealots warping in the middle of his mineral line. That would be most unfortunate. Do you see a push going on now? In fact, if he warps in units over there, both pushing this way, so he's looking to cut his opponent off. Obviously you can see it with this marine here. This could be dangerous for the Protoss player if he gets caught on this ramp, but no, both players just choosing to back off. Obviously this pylon here is scattered. 3 Zealots being warped in here, denying this expansion from going up. That is precious, precious, precious time. These Zealots will easily get picked off without any damage being caused. He needs to kill that pylon though, because just keep doing that. So good deny there by the Protoss player. Pylon goes down, and he's pushing through here. This is a very, very good push, catching half the army out of position, but those EMPs completely destroying all those High Templar, not able to storm at all. He will lose these Archons that are morphing. They are quite slow. So very, very good push from the Protoss player, but didn't get Storms down or didn't feed back the Ghosts. Those Ghosts basically nullifying that entire push. One Marauder here trying to be a hero, living somehow. Go figure. Choosing not to kill it. But this army, this bio army is huge now. In fact, this is the kind of point where if I was dtay, I'd be a bit worried. He has got High Templars here. He needs to EMP these High Templars. He has EMP'd them now, but they got 2 Storms off. They do quite a bit of damage. 2 High Templars coming from behind, but they don't do anything at all. Still looking to push. Still has dropships with quite a lot of health. He did EMP, but he missed both Archons. Another Storm coming down. He actually missed the High Templar as well, so not a great EMP, but it doesn't matter. He's got a lot of units. This bio is going to push him and start taking down gateways. He is in trouble now. Zealots starting to charge him, finally getting charged. A bit late, but it's better late than never. Basically, though, this push will get shut down. By push, I mean defense, because he's going to clean up some entire natural with this push now, and could possibly win the game, because this is a lot of his warp gates down now. And dtay GG's. Deth goes 2-1 up in this best of 5. So stay tuned, and we'll try and get game 4 of this series.